Hello, my name is Logan Ferris, and I recently heard about another person dying from another drug overdose, so I thought it was my duty to inform you about what is currently going on around us. The killer drug called fentanyl, according to the DEA.gov, was created in the 1960s as a medical anesthetic, but now are being trafficked throughout our country's borders. The Justice.gov scales that in the first 9 months of 2022, 5,091 pounds of fentanyl was seized around California alone. Fentanyl is 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine, according to the CDC.gov. So you better believe that these drugs are getting in the wrong hands and are being used incorrectly, taking the lives of many people, innocent or not. The AMA.org states that in 2020, there were over 107,000 deaths from fentanyl in the U.S. The problem is that we know as a country where the source of the problems come from, but no one does anything. The DEA.gov reported that they caught a Mexican drug trafficker who was laundering money and moving 2 kilos of heroin, half a kilo of meth, fentanyl, and coke across the border, and they give him 12 years of prison. And after he serves his sentence of prison, he gets deported back home, where he could possibly do it again. The punishments, to me, should be more vast and more gruesome, or else people are going to keep getting away with these crimes. Longer sentences and vaster punishments are what we need. And another solution could be to close the borders, especially the U.S. and Mexico border, which is right here. Very long, so many entry points from anywhere in this where drugs can go through and feed out into our own country. The coalhouse.gov states that Biden border policies give the green lights to drug traffickers and migrants to illegally cross our southern U.S. borders. Here's just a lot of traffic, and here are some drugs that have been seized by the DEA itself. Here's some more pictures of the border. Easily can hop through, even if we have patrol cars and drones. There's hundreds of people that get through every day. Since 2020, 300% is the rate of how many people have been going through the border, according to coalhouse.gov. And fentanyl is with those people who come in. I think that there is no strictness within our borders, and that this country is going through its own national security and humanitarian crisis simply because of our country's leniency. If we as a country want to stop drug overdose, from fentanyl especially, a good counter would be to stop funding the wrong things and focus on the country, for instance. Here is a graph from the nationalpriorities.org showing our U.S. tax dollars and where they go to. I think in foreign affairs is very low, which, that should be high. That is something we should be very invested in and looking into, especially education. Very low compared to government and health. And I think that science is one of the biggest and most important, and it's at an unfortunate low, which it should be higher. I think anyone should know that it should be higher. Science feeds all of these other ones. Health, food, education, housing. It's like the science is the base of it all. And to me, it's wild to see that the government is just so high compared to education and benefits, and it's a wild little graph. And health is so high, but yet health care in the U.S. sucks. Researchers from Harvard state that our healthcare system is really broken, and that the U.S. scores poorly on health measures, including life expectancy, preventable hospital admissions, and suicides. Harvard also states that the cost of healthcare is enormous and access is uneven. Not everybody can get it. This makes me wonder where all that money in this health system actually goes, and you should too. There are many ongoing problems circulating around the U.S., and I just stated a few. I know what I have to say about these ongoing problems, and to the right person, maybe something could get done. What would you tell our rulers that you noticed and they might have not seen? Any questions? How many kilos of fentanyl come through the borders per year? It is actually difficult. It's a great question, but it's difficult for me to assess by myself. There's so many research venues out there where these numbers, there's probably a pound just went through the border today, and I really couldn't give you a definite number. But it was a great question, and I would love to get back to you. Yes, you over there. How can our healthcare system be improved to stop so many fentanyl overdoses? Simple. Close the borders, up taxes, not exactly up taxes, but have money going to more important things, like our own borders. Pay to maybe start fixing the wall, build security, pay for better things, and stop this crisis. Thank you.